that we're going to have to watch all night long.
And we will be. Adam, thank you. President Biden has just delivered an update on Hurricane Milton. As you see there, he was questioned, and during which he questioned former President Donald Trump's patriotism in that speech, saying the former president's lies are un-American, in his words. The Biden-Harris administration pushing back on accusations it has politicized the response to Hurricane Helene as they wait for Milton. Senior White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich live on the North Lawn with the story tonight. Good evening, Jackie.
Good evening, Brett. After touting a surge of federal resources to respond to Milton, President Biden calling out by name former President Trump and Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene for spreading misinformation about the storm, making for a political moment as the administration tries to direct all Americans to sources of good information.
Un-American. It's un-American.
President Biden teeing off on Trump for a second time today after first decrying what he calls reckless lies undermining public confidence about the federal response to Hurricanes Helene and Milton.
Former President Trump has led the onslaught of lies. Assertions have been made that property is being confiscated. That's simply not true. They're saying people impacted by these storms will receive $750 in cash and no more. That's simply not true.
But the administration's effort to depoliticize the storm during a FEMA briefing follows the vice president teeing off on Trump in a late-night interview.
Have no empathy, man. If you purport to be a leader, to understand that being a leader means lifting people up in a time of need and not manipulating them.
Republicans say the White House effort to fact-check is glossing over some truths.
Military response with military helicopters brought in. There's hundreds of them within the flying distance of these areas. It took more than a week to get those assets in place. By contrast, during the Haiti earthquake, Barack Obama was able to get military assets within 2 days to Haiti.
Biden canceled planned travel to Germany and Angola to helm the response from the White House.
He's going to be laser focused on it, as well as the vice president.
But Harris is carrying on with campaign events in Nevada and Arizona tomorrow and Friday, even as her team insists Governor Ron DeSantis should be taking her calls.
And the vice president is engaged in this process too.
Vice President Harris is making an effort to show involvement in the storm response, calling into the Weather Channel today, something she's not done before, and asking questions in a FEMA briefing, at one point telling her staff the broadcast was live on a hot mic. While the president has swatted back criticism of his response to Hurricane Helene, which he monitored from Delaware, the White House still has not confirmed where he'll be spending this weekend, even though he did cancel his plans to travel abroad. Brett.
Jackie Heinrich live on the North Lawn. Jackie, thank you. Let's get the latest on Hurricane Milton and where the state of Florida stands right now from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor, thank you for the time. I know you're busy. What's your biggest concern at this hour?
Well, we want people to be safe. We've had a massive evacuation. Most people heeded those calls. When you start talking about 10, 15 feet of storm surge, that's just Mother Nature. You're not going to win that. But we are prepared. We have the largest National Guard mobilization in the history of the state to respond for search and rescue. We also have our county and local first responders. So that effort will be robust should it be necessary. We've also staged over 50,000 utility workers. So they are in the state of Florida. They've been brought from all over the country. And so as soon as this storm passes, they are going to be beginning power restoration. We did a very quick restoration after Helene, 2.4 million. We're likely to have more power outages on this one. Now, this storm is likely going to arrive quicker than what we were advised a day ago, probably between 8 and 9 o'clock. Yesterday it was maybe 1. It is going to cut across the state of Florida. So I would just tell Floridians, obviously on that west coast, that's been the focus, but this is going to have impacts broader than that. We've already seen a rash of tornadoes that have spun off in various parts of the state of Florida. And when it exits on the east coast of Florida, probably in like Brevard County, that's going to produce some storm surge on the north side of the storm going the other way. So people just need to buckle up for the next 24 hours and know there's a lot of hazards out there.
Yeah, we